Alright, thank you very much for joining me. This is Gulpane back again with the camera to focus, and today I'm going to go through some games that disappointed me. So basically, like, I liked either I liked the rest in the series, and this particular game just kind of, not that it's a bad game, it's just it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, so I got a little bit disappointed. So the range of disappointment will range from like a little bit disappointed to very disappointed. So let's have a quick look at what games disappointed me. So the first game is Final Fantasy 9. So Final Fantasy 7, fantastic, you know, like excellent game. I remember playing it when I was a kid, and I played it like recently as well, a few years ago, start to finish. You know, like went up to the top island, you know, to level up, because you get like loads of experience from those little ball things in the kind of frozen island bit. I don't know. But Final Fantasy 7, excellent. Final Fantasy 8, I love Final Fantasy 8 as well. I love the card game. Final Fantasy 9 I was disappointed with. So firstly, the characters are like super deformed or something, you know, they're really small. They look like almost like animals that are like I don't know, like I don't know, they just look really weird. And then the card game is not good either. The gameplay is good in Final Fantasy 9, and the story is okay as well. It's just, it wasn't as good as Final Fantasy 7 or 8, because 7 and 8, like 8 particularly, like the characters look realistic. And the story is sort of like, I don't know, Final Fantasy seems to have the same story all the time, or a very similar story. You know, you gotta save the world. So yeah, Final Fantasy 9, a bit disappointed with it. Not that it's a bad game, it's a really good game, but I don't know, a bit disappointed with it. Another game I was disappointed with was the Castlevania on PSP. The main game is like a 3D remake of what's it called? The Castlevania Dracula X. It's a remake of that, or one of them, because there's one on Super Nintendo and there's one on Famicom, and there's one on or Super Famicom, and then there's another one on the TurboGrafx 16 CD, which is a really good one. So it's the remake of that one. I just can't remember their names now. It's Super Castlevania Dracula X, something like that. So it's a remake of that, but it's so bad, like, oh, it's awful. So thank God they had the good sense to put in the original game as like a secret sort of game, and also Symphony of the Night. So I was initially super disappointed with the crappy 3D version, but then I was immediately hyped and, you know, kind of back to normal when I played the regular 2D version, and of course Symphony of the Night as well. So that's Castlevania on PSP. So like, disappointed with the main game, but really like the sub games, the older games in it. Another game I was really disappointed with was Golden Axe 3. So Golden Axe 1, I mean, I could play that, you know, every week, no problem. It's such a good game. Golden Axe 2 is good as well. It's not as good as the first game, but it's still good, and the music is excellent in it. Golden Axe 3 is atrocious. Like, it's like, what did they do? Like, were they like, you know, we don't want to make any more Golden Axe games, so let's make a really bad one. Actually, they did that a couple of times, Beast Rider as well. So let's make a really bad one so we won't have to do it anymore. It's like, I'm going to do the washing up really bad so I never have to do it again. But Golden Axe 3, just like, not as good as, I don't know, very disappointed with it. Not as good as the previous games. It's still okay, like, it's still playable, but not as good. It's a bit like Streets of Rage 3, just like not as good as the previous ones. An RPG that I was disappointed with as well is called Lunar Genesis. So Lunar Silver Star Harmony on the PSP is one I played, and I loved it. It was a really, really good game. And then they brought out one on the DS called Lunar Genesis, and I was playing it, and then I was realising, why am I losing my hit points so easily? So if you run in the dungeons or in the enemy areas, you lose hit points, so you have to walk everywhere. So by walking everywhere, you know, like, your random encounters are increased, and that means you have to keep running back to the towns to get more healing items, or to talk to the statue that gives you your healing items back. So, sorry, to talk to the statue that gives your hit points back. So it's super annoying. So it's one like mechanic that they included that basically ruins the game. So not that it's a bad game either, again, it's just like, it's disappointing. And then another one I was disappointed with was this survival horror game, Daymare. So this had a lot of hype coming out. Well, not a lot of hype, because not a lot of people were talking about it. I saw 8-Bit Eric was playing it, and I was like, ooh, it looks really good. So it's supposed to be like a Resident Evil style game, because it takes place in 1998, and it's got like kind of zombies in it, but not really. So it's supposed to be like a Resident Evil game, and like, you start off and you're like a bad guy, I think you're like one of the Umbrella agents, but you're one of like these people, and the first thing you do is kill this guy. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to kill people. You know, I'll kill zombies. I'll kill people as well, as long as they're bad. But this guy didn't seem bad, so it was kind of weird. And then I played it a bit more, and I don't know, it just seemed a bit broken or something. So I didn't play it again. I'll probably have to go back to it, but I was very disappointed in it, because I was expecting like a Resident Evil-esque game, and I didn't get that. I did not have that experience at all. So that's a few games that I played recently that I've been disappointed with, or not recently, in the near past as well, or in the past. So if you've got any games that you were disappointed with, can you leave your games in the comment section below? Alternatively, make a video response yourself. Perhaps you played a few games recently that you were disappointed with, didn't live up to expectations, or you thought it was something completely different, something like that. Not that, they don't have to be bad games, just like a bit disappointed. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, thanks very much.